Facebook and YouTube at the Arizona Timeless Tourist. Hope everybody is having a happy and safe start to their Memorial Day weekend. Why am I going on at 10 o'clock in the morning here in the great state of Arizona? And, here in Gilbert, what I want to do is talk about some locations that you might not know about, some local locations here in the Valley and throughout the great state of Arizona. Maybe you have family, friends in town, or maybe you just want to get out of town. Maybe you want to get to some hidden locations where not every tourist in the world is going up north this weekend. So we're going to talk about a few of those locations today. We'll take questions. And let's have a good time this Memorial Day weekend. We're going to start out with a short video to get us going here. So hopefully everything is working. Hopefully the sound is going on. I'm my own producer here today, folks. So if you can throw it into the comment section that everything sounds and looks good. Do I need to throw some more light on the background here? Please let me know. You are my producers today. So again, we're going to talk about some hidden, unique spots in Arizona this Memorial Day weekend, places maybe that are free, that may cost a little bit of money. Try to keep you out of the tourist traps this weekend. Try to keep you out of going up north because that's where everybody's heading. Try to spotlight some other towns that really need some tourist dollars there. And a lot of people, instead of going up towards Prescott and Flagstaff and Sedona and the Verde Valley, where most of the tourism dollars are going this weekend, let's go somewhere else. Let's take that money and try to prop up some of these other small town economies. So let's get started. Share this link with as many people as possible, especially if you got people from out of town, folks. We're going to talk about some awesome hidden gems within the great state of Arizona. So let's see if we can get this first video up and running so everybody can hear it.
All right, I'm in the truck bed of my Jeep. I want to show you something. Sign up for my tours today. Right on this side, you have some ancient mounds over 600 years old. Over here, this right there, you have an ancient temple mound, 600 plus years old. And you also have an ancient ball court on this side of the road. Sign up for my tours. I'll take you and you can check out all these ancient places in the great state of Arizona. Sign up today.
Inside this room at the Arizona State Capitol Museum is a 500-pound superstructure piece of the USS Arizona.
Okay, this is pretty awesome. The last time I was here, I could only shoot this from the outside of this fence line, but what you're looking at is the oldest building standing in Phoenix, built in 18...
All right. I think we should probably just start this sucker all over again. I don't know why we had no sound there for a minute. Hopefully you can hear me now. I'm not sure why we had a black screen up. And we do have people here. Now you're back. Thanks, Mark. Jackie, Mark, anybody else on here, just say hello. Folks, what we're planning on doing, and I've got I got Facebook running down here so I can see if everything is back and going here. I don't know why the screen is black. Here's the one issue I think we're going to have. The streaming network that I'm using for this is going really slow when I try to upload some of the videos and things that I want to show you today. So we're going to try it again. We're going to try it again. We're going to try to launch this video, see if we can get these technical difficulties out of the way for the rest of the show. We're going to show you some awesome hidden gems, some great places to go this Memorial Day weekend. So don't go away. We lost a few people, and I understand that. But we're going to have to, I'm going to have to figure some things out here. So here we go again. If it doesn't come on, I will come back and I will reboot the whole show. I will leave and try to get these technical difficulties taken care of and then come back on so I don't waste any more of your time. So here we go. We're going to try a little bit of a different video from a different location on here and maybe see if that works any better. Again, I got my Facebook running right here, so let's see what happens here. I'm going to go down to the Death Cave. Why not? Why not? In 1878, a group of Apache raiders attacked the Navajo encampment near the Little Colorado River. Almost every Navajo man, woman, and child was killed in the raid. When the Navajo leaders got word of this attack, they sent out 25 men to avenge the fallen encampment. But unfortunately, the trail went cold. A few days later, they sent out another scouting team. The scouts had found nothing until they were startled by a blast of hot air that was coming from underneath the ground. Upon further investigation, the scouts discovered that the hot air was coming from an Apache campfire in an underground cavern beneath them. They gathered up the dry sagebrush and driftwood on the canyon floor and started a fire at the entrance of the cave. Who killed Johnny Ringo? All right, we have finally made it. This is a spot that I've wanted to come to for over 2 years. The Johnny Ringo gravesite.
Is there anybody out there? I think I need a lifeline.
Historical marker says the remains of this noted gunman and outlaw lie here. A teamster traveling from West Turkey Creek found the body sitting in the fork of a nearby oak tree with a bullet hole in the right temple. A coroner's jury reported the death to be suicide, and Ringo was buried on the spot. There were others who viewed the body and maintained that the July 13th, 1882 death of Ringo was murder.
All right, it looked like that was up and running. Hopefully it was. Hopefully you heard everything. We might, Christine Stewart, good to see you. We're going to try in a little bit to run a different video. This is going to be a total different live if these videos do not show up on the live. So for all you who are just joining, we had some technical difficulties at the beginning. We had no sound, which isn't good. And I check everything before I go live. And the video didn't pop up. So thanks to people like Mark and Jackie out here, we found out that we had no video, so we had to stop. So I'm monitoring the YouTube feed and the Facebook feed on my phone below to make sure at least there's a picture up there. If you get no sound, just let me know. It's Memorial Day weekend. This is why I'm on. I really don't have any plans. Why don't I have any plans to go anywhere? Well, I've traveled over 55,000 miles in the 5.5 years of doing the Arizona Timeless Tour, so I've been to most of these locations in the great state of Arizona. And I know where and where not to go during a long 3-day weekend in the valley. And that's definitely, I do not go up north. And a lot of the tourism dollars are going up towards Flagstaff and the Verde Valley, which is great, up to Prescott and Snowflake, and people camping up in let's see here, in Payson, and all these places are for the longest period of time, people have loved to leave the valley and head up. Now I know that there are people who live in the Verde Valley that don't like that very much, but if it wasn't for the tourism dollars over the last 15, 20 years coming from the valley and going up that direction, those places like Sedona wouldn't even look like that anymore. And people just make me laugh. When they live there, they want nobody there. But those are tourist towns. In order for those places up north to survive, they need tourist dollars. So that's why you're going to have a lot of people up there this Memorial Day weekend. So have fun with it, folks. Have fun with it. Places that I wish people would go and explore are some of the towns that need our help desperately need our help to bring tourism dollars to. And so one of my recommendations for this holiday weekend, for this Memorial Day weekend, for this long 3-day weekend, is not to go up to 17, but go to the 60 East. Should be all cleared up. I know they were working on it not too long ago, like last week. They closed the 60 East for quite some way, but I think everything is open and ready to roll this Memorial Day weekend. And I would say take the 60 East and head up into Superior. Look, from Apache Junction, what is that, like 22, 23 total miles on the 60 East till you come to Superior? Check out Superior. There are some really cool things to do there. I am not an expert in Superior. I've only gone there for Maddie Blaylock Earp's gravesite. They have some wagon tracks from the old 1800s that have been left behind that you can go and check out there. They have a beautiful downtown area. They have the Magma Hotel. Go check out the Magma Hotel. It's been redone, opened in the early part of the 1900s, and then was refurbished not too many years ago. The historic downtown Superior area is an awesome place to go check out and to bring your tourism dollars to. They have restaurants and places to grab something to eat, to drink, just to hang out and walk around Superior, Arizona. And again, most people ask me to take them to the Maddie Blaylock Earp, first common law wife of Wyatt Earp gravesite. That's really on Tano National Forest land. Down the Crown King Road there, down Happy Camp Road, and then to No Road. It's not the easiest place to find. It took me 2 days to find it. GPS was all messed up on the locations that were given to me about 2.5 years ago when I went to check out that Pinal cemetery that, it used to be, Globe City. So really a cool spot is Superior, Arizona. Give it a try. Check it out. Let's bring Superior back. Other places in Arizona needed this help. Up north needed this help 20, 25 years ago. And now they're all built up and everybody wants to go up north. But let's check out places like Superior, Globe, Claypool. Look, going up to Globe, what is that? From Gilbert, it's about 75 miles on the 60 East. Right up in the middle of Globe, you have the 188. So you can go left. It takes you about 37 miles down the 188, but you're at Roosevelt Lake. You can go boating and rent things, and it's a beautiful recreational area down the 188 there. Again, it's about 37 miles down that road, but on your left, you have Tano National Monument, great cliff dwellings that sit there, and it's really cheap. It's like $7 to see that national monument area. And then as you keep going down, you go over the historic Roosevelt Bridge. You can go onto the Apache Trail for a little ways. I think you can go to it to about Apache Lake, if I'm not mistaken, because it's been closed. And they have signs all over the place saying, open the historic dam, open the dam. There's signs everywhere to get a hold of your senators and your congressmen and get the Apache Trail back open. It's been closed now for about 2 years. This is the kind of weekend that people would be flooding to the Apache Trail, historic trail. But I think you can get to the Apache Lake from the 188 from the Globe side of things, if I'm not wrong. If I am wrong, please put it in the comments. It's been a while since I've been down there, since it's been closed. But you go over the historic Roosevelt thing, and you can go to the Roosevelt Dam and check out all the history there. Just a beautiful area, that part of the Apache Trail. But up in Globe, you can go to Beshbagawa, that's owned by the city of Globe, an ancient Salado Native American rebuilt ruins area. I compare it to Tuzigoot National Monument in the Verde Valley area. It's been rebuilt. It's really awesome. Really definitely worth the drive from the valley. Like I say, 75 miles from Gilbert to Beshbagawa in Globe. A really awesome ruin. It doesn't cost much to get in there. They have a beautiful little museum with a film to watch before you go out there. They have a small little bookstore area that I've purchased many books at. Let's get the tourism dollars into Superior. Let's get them up into Claypool, into Globe. Let's get people flooding that area this Memorial Day weekend and finding out all the history that those places have. The second best Pioneer Cemetery to me so far, after 5.5 years of traveling, is the Globe Pioneer Cemetery. It is worth leaving the valley and going there for a day. I do tours on those folks. So you can hire me this Memorial Day weekend. We don't have a lot of tours scheduled. We have a lot of openings, especially for Globe Pioneer Cemetery tours. Now, you will follow me. Let me see here. Let's bring up some things here. Right bang. You will follow me. I'll be driving the Arizona Timeless Tours Jeep Gladiator that we just got wrapped about a month ago. And we will drive up there. We'll have two-way radios to talk back and forth on the 75-mile journey. It takes about an hour and 15 minutes to get to the Globe Pioneer Cemetery. And we will walk around that. So you can hire the Arizona Timeless Tours, me as your personal guide this Memorial Day weekend. If you got people coming in from out of town, or you just want to get out of the heat and let it cool off a little bit and learn a little bit about the awesome history of the state of Arizona, just get with me. We will put the email up. Our brand new email is the AZTT at theaztt.org. That's the AZTT at theaztt.org. Really easy email to get a hold of me. We leave about 8 a.m., especially over the holiday weekend. We'll leave by 8 a.m. out of Gilbert, maybe a coffee shop somewhere, head up to the Globe Pioneer Cemetery and check it out. Again, this is the vehicle that you'll be following, so we will not get lost. You'll see my ugly mug all over the Arizona Timeless Tours Jeep there. And we'll check out just a quick preview. We'll check out graves like this: the grave of Finn Clanton, the brother of Ike and Billy Clanton, the famed OK Corral. Finn was in on a lot of this stuff at the shootout of the OK Corral, of taking out Morgan Earp and shooting Virgil Earp. Finn Clanton played a major role in that stuff, and he settled down up there in Globe, and he passed away. And on his gravestone right there, it says, "Not all good men wore badges." I wonder what that's pertaining to. But right next to him is another huge cowboy outlaw that played a huge part in the Wyatt Earp Vendetta ride, and lived right across the street from the Earps in Tombstone in 1880. Lots to talk about at the Globe Pioneer Cemetery. The Apache Kid gets his start from a sheriff that's buried in that cemetery. One of the greatest scouts of all time in the Southwest is buried in that cemetery. A lot going on in that cemetery. The Tewksbury-Graham feud, the bloodiest feud in U.S. history. A lot of those family members are buried in the Globe Pioneer Cemetery. So yeah, even if you don't hire me, this is a place to go and get out of town, go the opposite way of the traffic on the 60 East, head 75 miles on the 60 East out of Gilbert, Arizona, and you will come to historic Globe, and you'll go up into this cemetery. It's absolutely fabulous. A lot of historic grave markers, a lot of them marked, probably about 4 or 5 of the major ones are marked, but ones like this aren't. You would have to do a lot of searching. I've been up there about 6 times now. Spent a lot of time researching that cemetery. So if you want to tour this weekend, get a hold of me. Again, we'll leave about 8 a.m. out of the valley to go up to the Globe Pioneer Cemetery. Let's see here. Let's see if I've got. Yeah, this is the email that you'll want to contact me at to schedule one of these tours. We'll talk about Florence in just a minute. So here we go. Getting out of the valley. Take your tourist dollars to Superior, folks. You won't be disappointed. There's a lot to do, a lot to check out in Superior, Arizona. Take them up to Globe. You can check out the historic Beshbagawa archaeological site. Unbelievable rebuilt area. I've got a TikTok and YouTube done on it if you want to see it before you go. You got right here, you got this unbelievable second best pioneer cemetery in the state, I believe, up in what used to be Globe City, up in Globe, Arizona. A lot of history in that cemetery. You can spend hours in there looking around. A lot of Buffalo soldiers are buried in this cemetery also down below. Let's see what else we got going. You got the 188 that you can take. From there, about 37 miles down the 188, you can come to the beautiful Roosevelt Lake. You can see the Tano National Monument. You can go up there. I think it's $7. Go up into those awesome, unbelievable cliff dwellings of the Salado back then. A lot going on, a lot of recreational area on the water, especially this Memorial Day weekend. So check out Globe, folks. Don't go the other way. Go 60 East. Check out Superior, check out Globe, check out the towns in between. You'll be amazed at all the history, if you haven't been that way, that you're missing out on. All right, let's see. Let's just see if, let me take this picture down, this graphic down, and let's see if I can bring up this other video. If it doesn't work, folks, I'll be right back on. We had some issues earlier. I don't know why we had issues, but we had some issues. We're going to pick it up where the video kind of went off. And if it doesn't work, then we'll be right back on. Don't go away. Hey, put this link out to as many people as possible. We're giving out free information today, folks. Again, 55,000 plus miles in 5.5 years I've spent traveling the great state of Arizona, doing the Arizona Timeless Tours. I have a YouTube channel. I have TikTok. We have over 171,000 followers on TikTok. Check out those 40-second videos to take family and friends out to. Do not stay in the same tourist destinations on this Memorial Day weekend. This is what the whole thing is about. Get away from everybody. Go to Globe. Go to Superior. Help those towns out. Those towns, if just as many people found out about the history of those towns and all the awesome places to eat and to have a drink and to learn about history as they do up in Prescott. Prescott wasn't like this years ago. The Verde Valley had issues years ago. Let's get people to Globe and Superior this weekend. All right, let's see if we can get this thing to play or not. I'm hoping we can.
1870. I am authorized to come inside. They're doing some work over here. Again, this is awesome, folks. It's still standing from 1870. The city is trying to preserve it. The last time I was here, there was a tarp up there. There's all kinds of bees and everything out here.
Obviously, that ain't working. I don't know what's going on. It's really messing me over here. All right. I'm making sure that everything is back up and running. Hit the chat. Wild Smooth, that Jeep is sick. Thank you so much. Put a lot of money into that to try to get the face of the Arizona Timeless Tours in and out of about the valley to bring more attention to it. Unfortunately, that video is not going to work, and we lost people because the video didn't work. All right, so let's talk about another spot. What if you have family and friends in town that are World War II buffs? They love World War II, and they're coming into town, and you can take them over to Papago Park. Papago Park used to be a POW camp back in 1943. There are 3 remaining structures that are there. They're not going to cost you anything to walk by them or go check them out. You have the remains of a POW guard tower behind the Army Reserve building over where the softball fields are at. You have that. You have the Elks Lodge, the Scottsdale Elks Lodge right there at 64th Street and Oak, right at the light right there. If you're coming up from McDowell and you turn right on 64th Street, you go to Oak, you turn left on Oak, and there will be the Scottsdale Elks Lodge. You can look it up on Google. And you'll never know, but that's the only building still standing from the prisoner of war camp at Papago Park back in 1943. That was the officers' quarters. What's cool is if it's opened and you can ring the bell because it's a private club, asked to come in the hallway there. There's one of three now. There used to be only one, but there's one of three facsimile maps of the camp when it was a POW camp that you can check out. 2 more copies had been made and put in other Arizona museums throughout the valley in case something happens to that one or that building because it's so old. But so you have the guard remnants, just the foundations of a POW guard tower behind the Army Reserve building. You have the Scottsdale Elks Lodge right there that's still operational. You have the historic map in the hallway of the Elks Lodge. And then you have along the Crosscut Canal, you have the famous escape tunnel. Escape, not escape, because I used to say escape and I used to get torn apart. It's got an S in there. Escape tunnel. That back in 1944, 25 German POWs escaped Camp Papago, December 23rd, 1944 to be exact. And within 31 days, they were all brought back. Within the first couple of hours, 3 or 4 of them were brought back. It was raining. It was cold. They didn't know what they were getting into. They dug a 178-foot tunnel. Took them quite some time to do it. Over on Compound 1 of the camp. Comes out in the Crosscut Canal. There is an actual manhole cover along the canal. That actually has the whole story. Problem with that marker is it's a beautiful marker. Most people miss it because it looks like you're just walking past another manhole cover. But on that manhole cover is covering up the exit to the escape tunnel back in 1944. But the problem is the date on the thing says 1943, December 23rd, 1943. That's 100% wrong. A lot of people catch it on my video, said, hey, was it 43 or 44? It's 44. It would cost a lot more to get that thing fixed. So it's there, but it tells the whole history of the 25 German officers that came out of that tunnel on the 23rd of December of 1944. Largest POW escape on American soil. And we have over 700 POW camps across the United States during World War II. And the largest POW escape on American soil happened right there at Camp Papago. So if you have a World War II person, where else can you go? Well, we have a couple of awesome USS Arizona memorials. One of them being the Wesley Bowlin Memorial Plaza. What blows me away is a lot of people live in the state of Arizona and never been to the Wesley Bowlin Memorial Plaza, which is in front of the Arizona State Capitol in downtown Phoenix. I can tell you today, it's probably not many people down there. Downtown Phoenix is one of the deadest towns, being like the 7th largest city in the United States. Phoenix really has not got a lot going on unless the Diamondbacks or the Suns are playing or there's a concert downtown. But right in front of the Arizona State Capitol, and when you go and you look at the state capitol, if you ever driven by the Capitol, what you're looking at, just in case you didn't know, because I don't think it's open this Memorial Day, you'll have to go to their website, the Arizona State Capitol website. But what you're looking at is what was the Territorial Capital, and it was built in 1901. That is no longer in use. That is a 4-story museum, in case you didn't know, in case you lived in Arizona your whole life and in Phoenix your whole life and did not know that inside of that Capitol building, which you think is where all the business of the state of Arizona is taking place. It's not. It is a museum. Capitol is actually behind the museum. So you're seeing the front of the 1901 Territorial Capital. And again, 4-story museum, free of charge. You can walk in there. They have somebody up front to greet you. But they have some great Arizona artifacts, and they have a piece of the superstructure of the USS Arizona that was in Hawaii for a long period of time in one of those rooms on the first floor of the Arizona State Capitol Museum. So check it out. I believe it's a hidden gem in the state, that whole museum, because most people don't know that that's a museum open to the public 5 days a week. Not sure if it's open over Memorial Day. That's why I wasn't really going to bring it up, but Check it out. In front of it is the Wesley Bowlin Memorial Plaza. I've been stationed for 3 years in Washington, D.C. I know about great memorials, folks. I've been in many other states in the United States. I've seen some fantastic memorials. This is top 3 that I've ever seen is the Wesley Bowlin Memorial Plaza out in front of the Arizona State Capitol. You have, let me bring up the picture. And, it's great to bring people from out of town to it. You don't have to go to Hawaii to see that USS Arizona Memorial. You can see the one at the Wesley Bowlin Memorial Plaza. They actually have one of the big guns off the USS Arizona there. The other big guns from the USS Missouri. The gun that was taken off of the U.S. How do we have the gun, the big old gun barrel from the Arizona? Because it was taken off prior to December 7th, 1941 to be refurbished, to be taken care of. It was then, I believe, put on the USS Nevada, where it saw action on D-Day and stuff like that. So then they also have a huge gun barrel from the USS Missouri, which played a huge major role in World War II out at sea. Let's bring up the graphic here, and it's free to go to. This memorial is unbelievable. There are I don't know the exact amount of memorials. You have your Vietnam Memorial, your World War I, World War II Memorial, USS Arizona Memorial, your 9/11 Memorial, a lot of Civil War Memorial. You have a lot of memorials in that place. It'll take you a while to see it, but it's really beautiful, and it's set in the backdrop of the state capitol. It's a great shot down Washington Street from the USS Arizona Memorial. Let's bring up a picture of this really quick here. Here is the original anchor from the USS Arizona. The other one is at Pearl Harbor, folks. So this is an original, the anchor from the USS Arizona that's up on the top there by the water fountain area. This is me standing there. In front of me is the anchor with the water feature. Behind me are the 2 gun barrels, one from the USS Missouri, the other one from the USS Arizona. You have straight in the back there, you have the original mast. Yes, the original mast that was donated and given back to the state of Arizona and is now at the Wesley Bowlin Memorial Plaza in downtown Phoenix, Arizona, in front of the state capitol. That's the original mast back there with the American flag flying. And what's cool about this whole thing is from the mast, from the back there, the anchor, where it's at, all the way up front towards the mast, I believe it's 608 feet. And that was the length of the USS Arizona. A really unbelievable memorial. You'll want to go out there and check it out. A lot of original pieces from the Arizona. And again, if the State Capitol Museum is opened, you have a huge piece of the superstructure of the USS Arizona in there. You have an original flag that went down with the Arizona and was brought back up quickly and is now located inside that museum. You have all the silver that was taken off the Arizona before December 7th, 1941, and was donated to that museum. All the silver service that was aboard the Arizona for years is now in that museum, and you can see all of the silver. A lot of artifacts from the Arizona in there, but again, 4 stories of unbelievable artifacts from the great state of Arizona. It's a hidden gem. Go check it out. That is the Wesley Bowlin Memorial Plaza. All right, let's bring up the logo, the Arizona Timeless Tours. Folks, we're doing this today so that you can go out there and explore the great state of Arizona, maybe get out of some of the tourist areas we've spoken about, Superior, which shouldn't be that busy this weekend, Globe, Arizona, down there on Roosevelt Lake. Now, that's going to be busy. And then we're talking about Wesley Bowlin Memorial Plaza and the state capitol downtown. Should not be busy at all this weekend, if I had to take a guess. Let's jump into a couple of other locations here. This is the new logo. In case you haven't seen it, this is why we are the AZTT at the AZTT.org for our new email. That's the new logo. It's all over the brand new Jeep that was wrapped. And this one right here, just in case you're jumping in and haven't seen it yet. Bang, bang. Again, we have tours this weekend. The Globe, we'll leave at 8 a.m. So we need a minimum of 2 people per tour. You want to get there at the AZTT at the aztt.org to sign up. You got people from out of town. Second best, Pioneer Cemetery. That's where we do the tour. When we get up there, we'll be up there for a little over an hour talking about 6 or 7 of the burials throughout that area. I'll tell you a little bit more about Globe and where you can go visit if you don't want to head right back into the valley with me and you want to spend the day out there. Maybe checking out Roosevelt Lake and Tano National Forest and the Roosevelt Bridge and Dam out there. Very historic area in Globe. So we do have a tour opened for that day. We actually have 2 tours to Globe opened for what's today, Saturday, for Sunday, Monday, folks. So first come, first serve on those. All right, there's that. Let's, what's another cool spot to go and check out? This one right here. If you're looking for free and you're looking for unbelievable history, put in a spot that you won't believe has something like this. What are you looking at? You're looking at ancient manuscripts, ancient Bibles. This place is truly blows my mind. I learned about this place when I used to live in North Carolina over 15 years ago. I went to a Dead Sea Scroll exhibit in North Carolina. And these people were at the Dead Sea Scroll exhibit. And just a really quick on my experience there, we're looking at these old ancient manuscripts. They have Dead Sea Scrolls hanging on the wall. They have old scrolls like the ones that you would roll out that were 1,200 years old. And they had these Bibles that a friend of mine were looking at. And I'll never forget this day. And they're in behind glass. And we're talking early 1500s Martin Luther Bible was in there. And the gentleman came along and said, "You want to take a closer look?" And we kind of laughed and said, "Yeah, sure." He opened it up, took it out, no white gloves. And I'm looking through it and I'm like, is this an original 1500s Martin Luther, the Reformer Bible? And he's like, yeah. They rebind them. They are the largest dealer of ancient Bibles and manuscripts in the world, and they are located in Goodyear, Arizona. And the museum that they have is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's open right now, and it's located in a spot that you just wouldn't believe, the Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel in Goodyear, Arizona. The Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel off of, Litchfield Road, right off of Interstate 10. So if you're coming from Gilbert, right off of Interstate 10, Litchfield Road, you'll get off, you'll take a right. On the left, about a quarter of a mile down, is the Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel. You can look it up online, get the exact directions. When you walk in there, again, this is open 24/7. It's not manned 24/7. There's people in the back room Monday through Friday. But the largest dealer of Bibles and ancient manuscripts in the world is right there at the Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel. It's a hidden gem, folks. They took a Bible out when I was there. Asked them if I could do a TikTok on this place. They took a Bible out. They said, "Which one would you like?" They took this original 1611, first edition 1611 King James Bible, sat it out, says, "Any particular passage you want to open to?" I'm just like, "Nope." And they put it out there, and I'm like, just so people know, what would this cost if somebody wanted to purchase this 1611 first edition King James Bible? And the price of it was $500,000, folks. And he just laid it out there, and I could go through it. He's like, the pages, you don't need white gloves. Sometimes you do, but the pages are so well done. It's just the binding. So they rebind all of these ancient manuscripts and Bibles. And if they can't rebind it and save the whole Bible and sell it as one, they sell pieces. They sell pages to all these different Bibles from the 1500s to present. You have the William Tyndale Bibles. It's pretty unbelievable of a place. It's a really unbelievable piece of history sitting in Goodyear, Arizona. Go check out the Bible Museum located at the Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel. It just is unbelievable in Goodyear, Arizona. All right, just a short break there. Let's crank right through here. All right, we're just going through some places. We had some technical difficulties at the beginning, so hopefully people that come back and watch this get through those technical difficulties. I didn't shut it down, but share this with as many people as possible on Facebook, YouTube, all over social media platforms. Get them out there. Let them see some unbelievable hidden gems throughout the state, that like places that we talked about today. If you go up to Globe, it's going to cost you like $5 or $6 to see Beshpagawa, those ruins up there. It's not going to cost you anything to see the cemetery. You can pay. It's going to cost you like $7 to see Tano National Monument, which is worth every penny of it. You can go down there and see Roosevelt Lake for free, and explore that recreational area. If you want to rental something, that will cost you something. Up and through Superior, you can do some shopping. You don't have to spend nothing. You can just go window shopping in Superior. You can go check out the grave of Maddie Blaylock Earp in Tano National Forest in Superior. That's not going to cost you anything. There's a lot of good stuff. The Wesley Bowlin Memorial Plaza is not going to cost you anything. The Arizona State Capitol is not going to cost you anything. So it will cost you something if you sign up with this guy right here for this Memorial Day weekend. Of a tour. You won't be disappointed with the tour to Globe, nor will you be disappointed to the tour to Florence. And we're going to get that on here very soon on some places. Hey, man, I ran into somebody bought some tires from me the other day. We had some old Jeep tires to sell, and somebody came by and they saw the Jeep and they're like, "What do you do?" And so I told them, and they were like, "Well, we have some family and friends coming in from out of town. Where would you suggest I take them?" They were thinking about going down Southwest Arizona. I said, "Well, why don't you head over to Florence first?" And she knew exactly. She lived here her whole life, knew about Florence, and said, "Florence," just like that. And I spoke to her about Florence for 3 minutes, if that. I didn't try to sell the tour on it at all. Just told her to take her friends and family. I do them if they want some direction while they're there. But she was amazed at 3 minutes of Florence, and she's been here forever. And places like Florence should be just jam-packed this Memorial Day weekend, and I can guarantee it's not jam-packed. I can guarantee it's not. It wasn't jam-packed during, Country Thunder, which is 6 miles up the road from downtown historic Florence. It wasn't jammed in because I did a tour that day, and it was like a Sunday morning at 8 o'clock when that tour was done on a Saturday. And Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, I was out there till 12 o'clock. And it went a soul around that town. So it's a great place that, if you don't want to hire me for the Florence 90-minute historic tour, just go out there and experience it. Do some walking through, get a coffee from the cafe, grab some food from some of the local restaurants, check out the Windmill Winery. That's one of the best in the valley. You're going to have a great time, and check out the over 40 historical homes that still stand today from the early 1860s to the turn of the century. Unbelievable history in Globe. But before we get to that, we're gonna talk about some other places. My problem here is that when I went to upload some of the pictures and stuff like that, because we were having technical difficulties on this thing here, and I'm just gonna get it off of there. Let me take it off of here. Remove that from the source. And I'm going to just talk for a minute to see if I can load something else. Let's just move on. We'll just move on. All right. Hall of Flame Fire Museum down there in Papago Park, folks. I don't have a picture of it on here. One of the best museums in the valley, one of the best museums in the state, one of the best museums I've ever seen on fire equipment. Unbelievable. 3 huge rooms of things that they used as late as the mid 1700s England to I think the most recent stuff is from the 1970s. They have numerous fire trucks inside there. If you got kids that love fire trucks, the Hall of Flame Fire Museum is one of the best in the country, if not the best. I shouldn't say the best. I would put it as top 5 best fire museums throughout the country by far. It has a 9/11 memorial. It has a fallen firefighters memorial. It has over 2,000 pieces of fire apparatus in there. It would take you 2 to 3 hours if you really want to look around to get in and out of that museum. The Hall of Flame Fire Museum. You got friends and family in from out of town. That should be a stop. Probably not really busy this Memorial Day weekend. Normally, it's not busy at all, even on the weekends. I've been there 3 times, and there's been no more than 5 or 6 people in this. I don't even know what the square footage of this place is. It's absolutely enormous. 3 hutongoid rooms full of fire trucks, fire apparatus, all kinds of stuff that you're not going to see anywhere else. So check out the Hall of Flame Fire Museum. Take people down there and check it out. All right, what do we got on here next? We talked about the Fire Museum. We talked about the Wesley Bowlin, Arizona Memorial, the Bible Museum. We talked about Globe. We talked about Superior. Let's talk about Goldfield Ghost Town. Great place for people from out of town. Great place for people up in Scottsdale, Glendale, who haven't come to Apache Junction, where they think it's like driving to Florida. It's like 45 miles away. Look, Goldfield Ghost Town will probably be a little bit crowded this Memorial Day weekend. It has been crowded the last 3 times I've been out there in the last 3 weeks doing TikTok lives. People love that place. It was pretty crowded, 5, 6, 700 people. It's free to get into, though. That's the great thing about Goldfield Ghost Town. Free to get into. A great place to a great restaurant to go to, get a drink, get a sandwich. They had at least 15 horses roped up outside because people ride their horses to that restaurant. Rope them up outside, go inside and eat. So you can check out all the horses that are out there from the beautiful deck. Usually they have live music going on. A really cool saloon out there in Goldfield Ghost Town. A lot of trinkets and tourism things out there to buy. It is a tourism spot. They have a train out there that you can take around that area with great views of the Superstition Mountains from Goldfield. Look, if you're a photographer, you'll want to go to the Goldfield Ghost Town just to go up to where that church is, that they still have services in to this day, and take a picture of the Superstition Mountains. It's one of the best spots to do it. Superstition Mountains are the second most photographed thing in the state. First is Grand Canyon. Second is that facade out there of the Superstition Mountains. That's known worldwide. Unbelievable place. Check out Goldfield Ghost Town. Free to park. Come on. Free to park. Free to get into. No, you're only going to pay for what you want to pay for. You want to buy a trinket? You want to buy a souvenir? They got it. You want to buy some food? They got some great food. Something to drink, listen to live music and stuff like that. They might cost you a little bit, but they got places for the kids out there. When I was out there last, they had 2 live shows in the middle of the street there. Really great place to take family, friends from out of town, or, the people around northern Arizona that haven't been down to Apache Junction and checked out the Goldfield Ghost Town. Get down there, check it out. Take the kids, take the family. You won't be disappointed. And before you get there, you have the Lost Dutchman. You have the Lost Dutchman State Park up the road, which is nice, but it does cost to get in there. But you have the Lost Dutchman Museum, the Superstition Mountain Museum, the Lost Dutchman Museum, I believe they call it, with the Elvis Chapel. They just had a wedding there the other day with the Elvis impersonator doing the wedding. But right there, you have the Lost Dutchman Museum. That's absolutely, that park is free. You can get out, park there, go over, check out the Elvis Presley Chapel. Why is it the Elvis Presley Chapel? Because it was in the movie that Elvis Presley starred in. The only movie he did not sing in. The movie he did after the 68 comeback special when he looked like Elvis in the movie Charo. That chapel was in that movie. So it was one of the few things that was saved from the old what was it called? The old Apache Land Studios. Back in the day, it burned down twice. After the second time, they moved the Audie Murphy barn that's standing there today and the Elvis Chapel that's standing there today. And they moved them right there to that Lost Dutchman Museum area. Go check it out. Take the kids. A lot of places to run around. Yeah, it'll probably be warm out. There are places to grab shade. They got railroad stuff, model trains out there. Inside the barn, they have all of the handprints of some of the famous movie stars that were at Apache Land Studios. They have all the pictures of people who were out at Apache Land Studios as far back as Elvis Presley, Ronald Reagan, Audie Murphy, and John Wayne, to Elizabeth Shue. The famous, Elizabeth Shue, Karate Kid, Elizabeth Shue. She filmed the last actual movie at Apache Land Studios before it burned down. I'm trying to think of what the name of it was. I might by the end of this podcast here. But so when you go, think about this. You got the family, you got the friends, out of towners coming in. You can go there first, free. The only thing that's going to cost you if you go in the gift shop, they have a little museum that's like $8 a person to go back and around. It's a great way to support that area. But if not, you can just walk around the whole outside area. Unbelievable places to take pictures and photos, folks. People go there just for that. Then you can head over to Goldfield Ghost Town. And again, you pay for what you want to pay for. There's no admission to get into these things. Go check them out this Memorial Day weekend. Let's see here. We got the Goldfield Ghost Town. We talked about the POW locations in Papago Park. We talked about Globe. Mesa Gateway Airport. A lot of people don't realize this is about 4.5 miles from where my butt is sitting in this little studio in my house is Mesa Gateway Airport, which used to be, again, the old Williams Air Force Base as of it closed down in 1993, the year I entered the military. This base closed down. It has an observation area. You got the Barrio Brewery is right there. So if you look at the Barrio Brewery, it'll take you right to the viewing area. There's a small hill. It looks over the fence. It's where all your military aircraft and a lot of civilian aircraft are parked, but I'm out there for the military aircraft. And we've had a lot of F-18 Hornets land in there. We have a lot of Naval, Marines, and Air Force training jets land there every day, folks. If you live in Gilbert, Mesa, Chandler, Queen Creek area, you can hear them come in most of the time. But great place to take the kids. You have that little brewery restaurant right there. The restaurant has this huge glass that you can see through it. So you can go in there, grab a burger, whatever you want, and you can look right out onto the flight line. So all your private jets that are landing, all of your major airliners that are landing all the time, every day. But then all your military aircraft are parked right in front of it. Phenomenal location to take the kids. I think it's a hidden gem in Mesa, Gilbert, Queen Creek, probably a hidden gem in the state. A lot of people think I'm at Luke Air Force Base or I'm down at in Tucson when I'm filming from these locations, and I'm not. A lot of military action going on at the Mesa Gateway Airport at that viewing location. Take the kids, go grab something to eat there and sit out there and enjoy. If you love aircraft, it's one of the best spots in the state to sit and watch aircraft take on and off. When they have the F-18 pilots, the Blue Angels have landed there twice in the last 2 years to refuel, coming from California, going back to Florida. The pilots, they stay out there. They talk to the kids. They talk to the adults. It's a great time. Check out the Mesa Gateway viewing area. It's one of the best in the state. It's one of the best in the United States. And I've lived in a lot of states, folks. A lot going on at the Mesa Gateway Airport at the viewing area. Check that out. I'm glad I wrote that down. All right. Now let's talk about another tour that Dean, the Arizona Timeless Tours, can give to you tomorrow. at 10 a.m. and we have one opening on Monday at 10 a.m. And that is to the beautiful, historic downtown Florence, Arizona. If you know me, I've spent 3 years researching that place. We do a 90-minute walking tour of it. There is a more lengthier tour that you can do of it, of all the ruins that are around it. That I've taken people on this, and they're thinking I'm talking about the big house, the Casa Grande National Monument. No. We're talking about Florence, Arizona city limits between the 287 that goes into Florence and Hunt Highway that ends at the State Route 79 that goes into historic downtown Florence. You will see at least 3 800 to 1,000-year-old ancient ruins that most people have no clue exist. We'll talk about that. That's an extended part of that tour. It costs more. It's going to take an extra 40 minutes to do it. But if you just sign up for the 90-minute walking tour, historic walking tour. Now, some people have signed up, have a rough time walking, have knee issues, think it's hot. What we can do is you can stay in your car, pull on your air conditioning, travel around with me, follow me in that right there. And I will get out of the car. I have 2-way radios. I will get out of the car and talk to you from these locations while you're in the beautiful air conditioning of your own vehicle and the safety of your own vehicle. I can get out and talk to you about each one of these places like we were doing a 90-minute walking tour. It won't take 90 minutes because we'll be driving to most of these locations. But if you have a knee issue, if you think it's too hot, if you have kids and you would really like to sign up for one of these 90-minute walking tours, but you don't want to walk, you can drive and you can follow me, and then I'll get out and you can either take one of the 2-way radios so you don't have to roll your windows down, but I'll be outside of my vehicle telling you about the unbelievable history as we make these 6, 7, 8 stops in the historic downtown Florence. So there's a lot of ways we can do it when it gets warmer. We have tours scheduled in June. We have tours scheduled already in July. So people don't care about the heat. But if you do care about the heat, or if you have an issue walking around, we have ways around that. It's very easy. So let's bring, this is one of the cool things, this drink Coca-Cola right there. That has been redone and everything since 1985. Why is it there? Well, if you go back and watch a movie from 1985, that's why they put it there, and that's why they've kept it there all this time. Murphy's Romance was filmed in Florence in 1985, the whole downtown area. If you watch Murphy's Romance, you're watching downtown Florence. They take the signs off of the regular buildings. They should have just kept the signs that were on there, but they make it like a Hollywood town. They change everything up a little bit. But Murphy's Romance with Sally Field and James Rockford, or from the Rockford Files, I can't remember his name. James Gardner, is it? James Gardner, Sally Field star in Murphy's Romance. That was filmed there. That's why that drink Coca-Cola is on that side of the alley of this building right here in downtown Florence. Some of the things that we will talk about as we walk through there. Let's another spot we may stop by. It's not on the historic walking part. It's more on the ruins part because, well, we would start here during the ruins tour. But this is on Poston Butte, named after Charles DeBrill Poston. We'll stop and we'll talk about Charles Poston. You can see this from miles away. You can see it from the historic downtown Florence area. Charles DeBrill Poston was known as the father of Arizona. He's buried on top of Poston Butte underneath this pyramid that was placed there in 1925, celebrating his 100th year of birth. Of course, he passed away in 1902, but Governor Hunt at the time, celebrating his 100th birthday in 1925, took him out of what we know today as the Pioneer and Military Memorial Park in downtown Phoenix Cemetery, and reinterred him up at the top of this butte. There's a reason for it. There's a history to it. We will talk all about that on the Florence, Arizona tour. But this is the final resting place of who is known as the father of Arizona, Charles DeBrill Poston. Let's see what else we got going on out here. In the Florence Cemetery, if we have time, this is the final resting place of Thomas J. Sisson. He was involved. This took me a long time to find this. Let me put my right here. You want to schedule a tour, there's the email that you'll send to me. Again, We have 2 tours right now open. A minimum of 2 people need to book the tour at the time. One on tomorrow on Sunday and one on Monday, both at 10 a.m. We'll meet at the historic Florence Courthouse that was put up in 1878. We'll meet right there to start our tour. Okay, so right there, just email me. First one that books it gets it, and we'll tell you what it costs, how long it'll take, where we will meet at. All right. Let's Thomas Sisson. Thomas Sisson was involved in the deadliest shootout in Arizona history. I've done a video on this, but he was involved in it. It was him and the Power Boys that were involved in it. This is like a trivia question of all trivia questions if you ask somebody in Arizona, because normally if you say, what is the deadliest shootout in Arizona history, they're going to give you the date of 26 October of 1881 in Tombstone, Arizona, behind the OK Corral out on Fremont Street. And that's 100% not true. The deadliest shootout in Arizona history took place on 10 February 1918, and they had to do with draft dodging during World War I. And one of the people that had to go to jail for life, the other guys that went served 40 years in prison before they got out. Absolutely a ridiculous time frame for what they did. But Thomas J. Sisson is buried in the Florence Cemetery because he was in the Florence prison for 30 plus years before he passed away, because he was older than the 2 other brothers that were there. They got out in their 70s to live the rest of their life. But they went in around 1919 and stayed in there till about 1960 and fully pardoned around 1970. But a lot of his history in the Florence Cemetery right there. And these are just pictures I was able to pull up because the computer was running slow, because the software I'm using was running slow. If you go inside of the second Pinal County Courthouse, which looks like it belongs in Colonial Williamsburg, I normally don't have tours in there because of the pandemic and stuff that we were going through. But built in 1891, it built in 1890, opened in 1891, the second Pinal County Courthouse. Beautiful building. But if you go inside, you'll see these bars on the windows of these conference rooms they have, because this used to be the jail to the second Pinal County Courthouse. 3 famous women were tried in this courthouse, one being Pearl Hart in 1899 for robbing a stagecoach, the famous Pearl Hart. The other one in 1930, Eva Dugan, was tried, a sanity hearing done. And in 1935, Winnie Ruth Judd. If you live in Arizona, you know anything about Arizona history, you might have heard about Winnie Ruth Judd, the famous trunk murderess. She was tried. Her sanity trial happened there. We'll talk all about that on a Florence, Arizona, 90-minute walking tour. We have it scheduled for Sunday. We didn't have one today. Sunday at 10 a.m. Minimum of 2 people must sign up at the AZTT at aztt.org. And we have one on Monday at 10 a.m. also available. Let's see if I have any other pictures that it allowed me to upload. We'll talk about this on the way out. Right here, you're looking at the Adamsville Ghost Town plaque off of Adamsville Road in the 287. We will come out this direction. I will show you the old rough and tough town. You think Tombstone was rough and tough? Adamsville in the 1870s. It was founded in 1866 by Charles Adams, but it became a town that you want to talk about shootouts and saloon shootouts and feuds that were taking place between people. It was in Adamsville. This place was off the hook in the 1870s and 80s. Just doesn't get the recognition of Tombstone. This was a territorial area back in the day. Unbelievably, again, off the hook. Look up Adamsville Ghost Town if you don't get the chance to go out there. But this is off the 287, the marker. On the other side of this marker is a historic Native American location that is now fenced off. That is no longer, you never could. No one ever would have known prior to putting up the brand new chain link fence behind it. But it is a unbelievable historical location that you have to have special permits to go on. But we'll look at it from the top of the Jeep, and we'll talk about the history of this Native American site on the extended version of the Florence, Arizona tour. All right. I am going to play a little video that we played earlier of the Apache Death Cave and see if I can find anything else to be uploaded to keep this thing going here. So let me take this off. Let's hide that. Let's make sure that this will go on.
I'm gonna go down to the Death Cave. Why not? Why not?
In 1878, a group of Apache raiders attacked a Navajo encampment near the Little Colorado River. Almost every Navajo man, woman, and child was killed in the raid. When the Navajo leaders got word of this attack, they sent out 25 men to avenge the fallen encampment. But unfortunately, the trail went cold. A few days later, they sent out another scouting team. The scouts had found nothing until they were startled by a blast of hot air that was coming from underneath the ground. Upon further investigation, the scouts discovered that the hot air was coming from an Apache campfire in an underground cavern beneath them. They gathered up the dry sagebrush and driftwood on the canyon floor and started a fire at the entrance of the cave. Hopefully you could hear that. I'm processing another one. It takes forever. And right now, the software here is just taking forever to upload things. So I'm going to go to the chat. Just tell me if you could hear that video. What's in Adamsville? Well, Adamsville is just a ghost town. It was established in 1866, the same time Florence was established, one by Charles Adams, the other by Levi Ruggles in Florence. And what's left is just a few adobe structures. It's just a remnants. It's private property, so there's a little road that you can pull off and you can look at it from there. But there's two cemeteries. There's the Lone Butte Cemetery and there's the Adamsville Cemetery that still exist inside of Adamsville. Problem with Adamsville is it was really low. It was at the same level as the Gila River, which Florence was not. It was only 4 miles down the road, Florence, but it was up higher. So when the Gila River kept flooding, which the last time it did in 1900, they demolished the town, and that was the end of Adamsville. The people moved into Florence. So since 2000, for about 122 years, Adamsville has been a ghost town. Okay, so the video worked. Thank you, Catherine. So we'll go back over to the captions. Let's see here, the graphics. Did you know along the Crosscut Canal in Scottsdale, Arizona, there is a historical marker? On the 23rd of December of 1944, 25 German POWs escaped from the Papago Park POW camp. They dug a 178-foot tunnel and snuck out. This is the exit of that tunnel. The story of the escape is written on this manhole cover. It was the largest POW escape on American soil during World War II. That's what we talked about. If you looked at that marker, it says 1943 on it. They weren't going to pay to have a new marker done. So it's 1944. Look it up. It's in all the books. And you Google it. It's 1944. 23 to 44. But I understand why they didn't change it, because that would have cost them a fortune. I can't believe it's there anyway, because most people have no clue that it exists there. Just part of the POW camp out in Papago Park that most people don't know even existed in 1943. So one of 700 plus POW camps around the United States. Most people can't believe that there was ever a POW camp. I'm like, I don't know where people are learning their history from, but let's see here. I am going to try to upload another one, so just stay tuned and we'll just throw this music back up on here. And it's taken forever. It's taken forever, folks, for the videos to upload. Sorry about that. Okay, so I got a little list here, and real quick kind of commercial. If you don't belong to Newsbreak, that's Newsbreak, news app that's loaded on most iPhones when you purchase them. I have been accepted. They've contacted me, and I've been on there for about a month and a half. It's a great way to earn revenue to keep the Arizona Timeless Tours rolling. And it doesn't cost you anything but just to download the Newsbreak app and follow the Arizona Timeless Tours, because every time you watch a video on the Newsbreak app of mine, it pays me pretty well. It's the only thing in the last 5 years that's done anything that keeps gas at $5.19 a gallon rolling to keep out there doing these tours and doing these locations. So it would be greatly appreciated if you went to the Newsbreak app and downloaded it and followed the Arizona Timeless Tourist on there. We got about 55 videos on there. We've got over 2,600 followers on the app. It's one of the top things to follow in the state is the Arizona Timeless Tourist on the Newsbreak app. So very happy and grateful to Newsbreak to keep us rolling. It really has been an absolute blessing. So check it out, the Newsbreak app. It'd be greatly appreciated, folks. This thing is still processing. So let's go in here and see if we can find some other pictures and see if pictures will download quick. I don't know if everybody is on this software that I'm using. They've got to be, though. Let's see here. Let's go to my TikTok stuff and see if we got anything locally. I can't see you. I can't see myself. All I can see is pictures as I start searching through here. So I apologize. It's just that I wanted to get as many pictures as possible uploaded for the live, and the computer was just dragging. The site was just dragging. It's not the computer, it's the site. So I don't know if a lot of people are using this streaming site to go live today, but it's really slowed up. So let's go through and see if there's anything out here I could show you. I'm uploading that, so at some point that might come uploaded. We got the cabin, and I've talked a lot about this cabin, but I'll just see if the picture will upload here. Still processing the video that I just put up there for some reason. I don't know why. Let's talk about this. You got people in and out of town. The Arizona Pioneer Museum off of Interstate 17, just before you get into Anthem. Same exit, I believe, as the federal prison camp is on. There's a lot of signs for it. This place is pretty unbelievable, but there's only one reason that I've been to it 4 times. We did a live on TikTok at this location. We had 49. Oh, no, I'll take that back. That wasn't there. We had 17,000 people on the live for this Flying V cabin that's behind me up at the Arizona Pioneer Museum. The place is unbelievable. I believe it's a hidden gem, folks. And I don't know how much longer it's going to be there, because I believe that land is probably quite expensive, and who knows what the state's going to do with it, if they're going to move these places or what. But this cabin behind me is probably one of the top cabins in the history of the United States. So I'll put it up in the top cabins that's original. It's there. People walk by it all the time. The reason I go out there is because I camp out by it. And as people walk by and they may want to look at it, because you can see there's a white piece of paper on there. That's the only reason they got the white piece of paper, because everything else gets hit by the sun and you can't read it after about a week of it being there. I just have to tell people about the history of it. And this is the cabin that was in the Pleasant Valley War, the Tewksbury-Graham feud, the bloodiest feud in U.S. history, from 1881 to 1891. But really, it got kicked off 1881 from 1887 to 1891 is the main years of the Tewksbury-Graham feud. This cabin is interesting only because it has gun ports and not windows. And if you're looking at this cabin right here on the picture, on the right-hand side of the cabin, it looks as though, because people say it every time, because it gets about 400,000 to 500,000 views on TikTok when I post it. Except for the last time, we got like 17,000. It's my last update on TikTok. This is the fourth time I put it up there. It's got the lowest amount of views, probably because it was the fourth time I uploaded it. But every time I do it, most people have never heard about the Pleasant Valley War, and they believe that there are other family feuds in U.S. history that were bigger, bloodier, and stuff like that. And I say, no, this is it. And there is what looks like a window on the right-hand side there behind my big face in this picture. And it's not. It's just an access door that was put in when they moved this to that museum. This was along Cherry Creek up in what is now Young, Arizona, originally. Very hard place to get there. I don't know how they moved it. I don't know how they got it back here. But a very unique cabin. You won't see another one like it, I don't believe. If you have, please let me know where it's at and that I can go see it. This has gun ports. There are small gun ports. There's 2 gun ports on each of the 4 sides of this cabin, so that they could see out when they were sitting at a table, laying in bed. They can look out, and that their gun barrels could fit through, so they could shoot out. This cabin was raided during the Battle of Big Dry Wash by Apaches from the San Carlos Indian Reservation back in 1881, I believe. It was raided again in 1882 by Apaches, again from the San Carlos Reservation, and fought off by the Tewksburys that were inside of this cabin. This cabin was built in 1880 by John Tewksbury Sr. It is unbelievable. The history behind this cabin, they were held up inside this cabin for 10 days in 1887 at the peak of the Tewksbury-Graham feud. It involved Andy Blevins Cooper. He was known as Andy Blevins. Then he had to change his name to Andy Cooper because he was such a bad guy and wanted. He hung out in Holbrook. There was a big battle at his house. After the 10-day siege that they laid on this house, around the 4th of September of 1887, the Commodore Perry Owens, who was the sheriff of Apache County back in the day, went to serve a warrant to Andy Blevins, and he just got back from doing this. He just got back from killing 2 people there in cold blood, and then women and children and other men were held up in this cabin for 10 days because they kept firing gunfire at it for 10 days. Now, it wasn't continuous. They tried to come out, they shoot at it. The Graham faction. This cabin has bullet holes in it. This cabin is pretty unbelievable. It's definitely worth going out and checking out. I always love to talk about the Tewksbury-Graham feud, and I also love to talk about the Powers cabin in the deadliest shootout in U.S. In Arizona history on February 10th, 1918, because most people don't know about these 2. The one that they might know about is the Pleasant Valley War. They might have heard it that way, but they really don't know what's going on. They think it's a sheep and a cattle war, which it's definitely not. Just a heads up, sheep were only in that valley from January of 1887 to March, January, February, March, and no, to April, to the end of April of 1887. So 4 months out of the 10 years of this war between the Graham faction and the Tewksburys involved sheep. So it really had nothing to do with sheep, and it was a cattle range war and stuff like that. But it's pretty unbelievable history. Check it out sometime if you don't know about it. The Pleasant Valley War or the Tewksbury-Graham feud. Let's go into the graphics here and see if this thing uploaded or not. Nope, still processing. What I might do, folks, is just take a break. Take this off here. Take a break. Thank everybody who came around, and then go back live sometime around 12:30, 1 o'clock this afternoon with some more locations. Give you guys a break. We had 7 people on here. We're down to 3. I don't know how well this is going to take up on YouTube and Facebook because the first few minutes of it were pretty much disastrous. So I'll start it again in another hour or 2. We'll go through some more places for your Memorial Day weekend to get out of going up north and hanging around every other tourist, every other campsite that's going on this weekend. and maybe you got people and family and friends in from out of town. Again, take them downtown, take them to the Wesley Bowlin Memorial Plaza, walk around all those memorials, check out the USS Arizona Memorial there. That's a great way to start your Memorial Day weekend. We didn't even get talking about the USS Arizona Memorial at Salt River Fields. That one is another one that's absolutely astonishing. It's open all the time. You go and check it out this Memorial Day. We will talk more about that in the next hour or two. But thanks, everybody. We will be back. The Arizona Timeless Tourist will be back in a couple of hours to tell you about more great spots to check out this Memorial Day weekend. So we'll leave it with some like country, little Old West music.